Good evening and welcome to Speaker Club Saturday night number 124. Here we are after over just about 2.5 years of beginning this journey of moving from 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50, 90, 100, 110, 120 and at 124. It's been a long journey, and the last talent night session that we had was somewhere around the session number 99 is what I believe. When we had a list of exciting performances on this platform, which made us awestruck about the talent that each one of us have. Some of us in our own different league, professionally pursuing it, and some of us pursuing it as a hobby and something that beats our heart and makes our heart beat a skip a second. And that's how each one of us have our talent and the way we use it. It's an individual's choice of how and what you're doing with your talent. I leave that to you. But the most important thing is the ability to showcase your talent and inspire the world with what you are blessed with. And today's session is with that theme. Before I begin with starting the showtime of all the people, the list of performances that we have for today, let me give a brief for the people who are joining us for the first time. Speaker Club is a Living Life initiative that was begun in the year 2020 on 23rd of May. We began this as a interesting activity or just a opportunity for people to connect during the COVID times and hang around and network and get to know each other, and alongside do a few Living Life programs which we have been doing in the past. And that's where it began. But as we progressed over the period of time, we realized the potential that this platform is and what it can offer to a lot of people is what made us continue and come this long at session number 124. What this platform does is it is not a public speaking platform. It's not about oratory or the skill about how you are presenting yourself alone. It's more to do with perspectives. We have had this platform which has been graced by people of diverse backgrounds. We have had someone who's as young as 8, who's as old as 72. We have had people from London, Dubai, Kuwait, Bangladesh, and many cities in India also. We have had people who bring in their diversity, bring in their perspective, their experience to the table, and that is what makes this platform special to us. Because this is a platform where at a single idea, about a single idea on one dimension, you get so many different perspectives where we can learn and implement in our own life. Because someone somewhere living in London has a different take on what is religion, what is rituals, what is habit, or what is an open mic, what is gratitude. Everyone has a different take on it. And this platform helps us listen to those perspectives and gain and learn from moving away from the small cocoon of environment that we are limited to. And that's what this platform has been continuing doing for the last 2.5 years is this. We have had different kinds of sessions that we have been doing. One is the inspiration series, which is about motivation and a structured program about how we can build and on a specific theme for that meeting. We have had open mics, we have had talent night like this, we have had themes which are like collective wisdom, where everyone comes out with their own perspective and angle to how they are looking at a problem and what experience they have had in solving a problem which someone somewhere is still finding it challenging to solve. That's how it is, and that's how this world has been built up over these last 2.5 years. Today is special because the world that we have created of Speaker Club over the last 2.5 years is coming to an end in the fashion it has been operating. The next session, session number 125, is going to be the last session of the Speaker Club in the format that we have been having in the present format. We are going to go internal only. We are going to create an internal membership group where we are going to go deeper with people who are looking for transformation and changing and implementing a lot of things that we're learning here. Because a large part of what we are doing here is listening and engaging in this 1 hour. What we are not sure of is what happens after that. And as a result of that challenge, what we thought is to work at a deeper level with individuals who would like to work and build themselves, not just by listening to this 1 hour, but going deeper into the action part of it and looking at the challenges which come as a part of implementing the things that you have learned in the session. So the next session, the session number 125, is going to be the last session of the Speaker Club in the way it is right now. We will continue, but that will be open for only the members, and we will be having once a month session like the one that you have today. an open one with all of you all open, and guests can join in. For not just the members but also the guests can join in. That will be a once a month event, but apart from that, every Saturday, like we have been meeting now, the members only will continue meeting, and that's how the group is going to go forward here on. With that, let's move on to, so with regard to the details of the Speaker Club program, which I'm talking about, which is going to be continuing from post the 125th session, is going to, the details of those, that program is going to be announced at the end of the session. So if you're interested in knowing the details, feel free to stay back towards the end, and we'll share all the details about what is. Okay, there was some technical error. So what is the format and how we are going to go about is all going to be announced at the end of this meeting. So let's not stop any further. Let's get directly into the performances that we have for today. And I would like to open it first for people who would like to come forward first. If not, I know I have my rescue savior and everyone knows who she is. So I'll call her if nobody comes up first. If you would like to perform, I'm more than happy to invite you to take the stage as the first performer for today's Saturday night at Speaker Club. Who would like to come up? I'm waiting. Rajesh sir, you would like to go? You're waiting for someone else. Okay, we are okay with that. So, okay, sir. Just as a few ground rules for the performances today, so that we have we make sure the time is utilized well and everyone gets a chance. The basic rules that we are following is we are looking for a performance of maximum of 3 minutes per person. And in case you have further to add to your performance, we'll be surely coming back to you once we close all the performances that we have for today. And then as time permits, you can still, if you want to add something further and you want to perform, continue, you can surely continue there. We'll be more than happy to have you. So that's one rule number one. I would request everyone to please switch on your videos, so that as a performer, one of the most basic thing that you get inspired from is the fact that you see the audience. We are already in a virtual space, and it's been a long time that we are struck in this one camera and in this one screen. And in that also, if I just see the names, it isn't too exciting to perform. And that's the reason I would request all of you all to please switch on your videos. And more importantly, there's something called as reactions at the bottom, which you can use whenever someone is performing and you are spellbound or in awe of the performance. Do share your reactions with the reaction buttons. And at the end of the performance, you can unmute and you can applaud for the performance that you have witnessed. So that's the rules for today. And let's get going with the first performer who's coming for the Speak Up Club session for the first time. And I'm proud of the fact that the message has reached beyond the members who have been regulars at the Speak Up Club. And more importantly, he's someone from the first test audio that I heard, I was already spellbound with the fact that I'm going to have a performance here. And I think everyone's going to enjoy this performance that we are going to have from Mr. Rajesh Rao, who's going to be playing the flute. Over to you, Mr. Rajesh.
Thank you, Pranams.
I would request everyone to please stay on mute so that there's no disturbance in the performance, or there's no disturbance for the performer too. And you can use the reaction buttons while you're seeing and witnessing this spellbounding performance. Over to you, Rajesh.
Yeah, thanks, Pranams. My name is Rajesh. I'm from Bangalore. So this is my hobby. And thank you, Shakti, for bringing me here. Thank you.
Can we have a big round of applause for that mesmerizing performance? Thank you, Mr. Rajesh, and thank you, Shakti, for inviting him to this platform. I think it's been a wonderful experience. I was just trying to close my eyes and fall into the rhythm that it was being performed with. Thank you for gracing this platform and for that wonderful performance, sir. Look forward to staying. Hope to see you stay till the end of the session and look for seeing all the performances. I would request everyone here also to note one important thing. As a performer, one of the most important elements is we experiencing to be the centerpiece while the performance is happening. But that also has a flaw. Not just while performing, even while we are not performing, we are stuck in our own heads. We are stuck in what am I going to perform? We are stuck in how people will perceive my performance or how will they react to my performance. So I would urge each one of you all to let go of these expectations and the thoughts that happen in our mind and the way we are self-centered about our performance and get into the world of the person who's performing for us. That will help us immerse ourselves and respect the performer and experience the performer's performance in its true spirit. So with that, let's move to the next performer that we have for today. Let's call in Uma ma'am, who will be singing for us today. Uma ma'am.
Yeah, just invoke Lord Ganesha to bless all of us before Deepavali. He is the remover of all obstacles. Let us pray to him for all happiness and success. Jaya Jaya Girija Bala Gajanana Jaya Jaya Shankara Parvati Nandana Jaya Jaya Girija Bala Gajanana Jaya Jaya Shankara Parvati Nandana Vigna Vinashaka Vijaya Gajanana Vinashaka Vijaya Gajanana Sharavana Sevita Sumukha Gajanana Sharavana Sevita Sumukha Gajanana Tava Pada Charanam Sharanam Gajanana Tava Pada Charanam Sharanam Gajanana Sharanam Gajanana. Thank you.
A round of applause and for that heartfelt devotion to Lord Ganesha and that submissive performance. Thank you, Uma ma'am, for that wonderful performance. Let's move ahead with Rabia. Rabia, you're on mute. And Rabia is going to share poetry. You're on mute, Rabia. Yes.
Okay. Good evening, one and all. I'm glad to be here this evening with one and all, because this is the platform where I can share all my feelings and thoughts. So let me begin without wasting much time. This particular lines I've written dedicated to my mother, who is no more, but she's still there in my heart and mind. So may I start? Yeah. कभी आंसू, कभी खुशबू, कभी नगमा बनकर मुझसे हर शाम मिले है तेरा चेहरा बनकर, मुझसे हर शाम मिली है तेरा चेहरा बनकर, कभी आंसू, कभी खुशबू, कभी नगमा बनकर मुझसे हर शाम मिली है तेरा चेहरा बनकर, मेरी जागती हुई रातों को उसकी ही तलाश है, सो रहे हैं जो मेरी आंखों में सपना बनकर, मेरी आंखों को, मेरी जागती हुई रातों को उसकी ही तलाश है, सो रहे हैं जो मेरी आंखों में सपना बनकर, मुझसे हर शाम मिली है तेरा साया बनकर, कभी आंसू, कभी खुशबू, कभी नगमा बनकर, रात भी आई तो बुझती नहीं उनके चेहरे की चमक, रात भी आई तो बुझती नहीं उनके चेहरे की चमक, रूह में फैल गई है उनके उजाले, उनका उजाला बनकर, कभी आंसू, कभी खुशबू, कभी नगमा बनकर मुझसे हर शाम मिली है उनका चेहरा बनकर. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabia. I think that talks about the depth of your relationship with your mother and so beautifully put in wonderful words. And I still think words can't justify the feelings that we have and what all we experience. Thank you, Rabia, for that. My son, Hriday, has been learning piano for the past few weeks now, and he wanted to perform. So while he's getting ready, I'll just take the laptop over there so that hope you all enjoy his performance.
The name of the song is 500 Months.
Just one more song, which is Believer. And you just like to play two lines. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for listening that. I hope you enjoyed the music. While he has a knack for the English song, which is 500 Miles, we all resonate with the Indian version of it, which is Jab Koi Baat Bigad Jaye. So that's how it is. But the tune is what connects with us. And he's just fallen recently into this love for piano. He started to go for classes and he's enjoying it as of now. Let's see how long it lasts. With that, let's move to the next performance for today. Ananya, are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I am Ananya. I am going to sing the song Pasuri. अदिलावा मजबूरी नु आन जान के पसूरे नु जहर बने हाथ तेरे पी जावा मैं पूरी नु आन सियो नहीं आया दिल बांग बांग मेरे टकराया कागा बोल के तस जावे बावा ग्योरे चूरी नु रावा चुबावा चूनु लगावा कोई मैनू ना रोके मेरे डोल चदाया दी तन बात के मैं होवे आ जावे दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना वो है बढ़िया बड़ा यादी गल बात के मैं होवे आ जाए दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना होवे भूल गई मजबूरी नु दुनिया दी दस्तूरे नु साथ तेरा है बतेरा पूरा कर जरूरी नु आनसियो नहीं यारा रास्ता ना दिखलाया दिल हमारा ते सहारा काल साल कदूरी नु सारी मैं जावा मैं तेनू बुला मगर सारी तान होवे मेरे डोल चजाया दी तेन बात के मैं होवे आ जाए दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना होवे, है बढ़िया बड़ा यादी गल बात के मैं होवे, आ जाए दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना होवे, मेरे डोल चगा यादी सर बात के मैं होवे, आ जाए दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना होवे. Thank you.
Thank you, Ananya. That's presenting to you, Ananya, one of the youngest participant at the Speaker Club. She's, I think, all of 9 years. Is that right, Ananya?
10, sir.
See, I wanted to get the age out, and here is the technique to get it. Thank you, Ananya, for sharing that. And so let's begin with the magician, Shakti, now, before we move to the next performances. Over to you, Shakti.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having me here. And I am the youngest magician in Mysore right now. So I will need a volunteer now. So who would like to be my volunteer?
Depends if you are trying to make a joke of them. I'll have Dinesha.
No jokes.
Okay, then Dinesha.
Okay. Dinesh, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So what I have is here, I have a few numbers here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I have few colors on the back side, and each number has a color to it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your choice to actually select a number. So I'll be scrolling it down. You can tell me stop anywhere you like.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you sure you want to go with 4, or you have a choice? You have an option to change.
No choice. 4.
Okay. You're 100% sure that you want to stop at 4.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now, can you believe that I knew that you would choose 4 from the beginning? Because I have a prediction here. Can you just believe it? Okay, so let me show you how you can believe.
Yeah.
Because you have stopped at green color. Okay, so there are 5 colors and you have stopped at green.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had only one prediction, which is a question mark here. And if I open it up, it shows as green. Nothing in.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Can
Okay.
we have one more try?
One more magic we can have.
The same
Different
thing.
magic. Another magic.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a rabbit with a yellow color hat, and the backside I have a rabbit with the green color. Okay, so I'll show it again. Yellow, and then we have green. But sometimes rabbit gets bored with the same colors. So if I do this, rabbit will get a blue hat. And if I do
If I
this
do
again,
also, it will get changed. If I
if
do
I
also,
do,
it will get changed.
yeah, you can try now. You can try tapping. Okay, so it changes to red.
Okay. Because of your Shakti.
Okay, so I have a puzzle here. So how long will it take to solve this puzzle? Generally, average, like how long would it take?
If they learn the skill, then it is easy. Otherwise, it may take 1 day, 2 days.
Okay, fine. So it may take a lot of time, and it takes also practice too. But we magicians do it very quick. You know how quick? If we just solve this like this, we solve it very quick like this. So it's solved in 2 seconds. Okay, so I have a pot here. Pot. So
Shakti sir, if you don't mind, can anyone, one more volunteer, can you take them?
yes,
Other
yes.
volunteer. Ankita,
Sure.
Ankita, you're there?
I am. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ankita, over to you. Please enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a pot here. Okay. And there are some dried it is all dried. Okay. So what I want you to do is you have to do this magic because yeah, you have to perform this. So there is a mantra here written. So it's called abracadabra. So you have to repeat it again.
Abracadabra.
Okay, and you have to tell your name.
Ankita.
Okay, so let's see what happens to the pot. So there comes a beautiful flower.
Super.
Thank you.
Where did that tree go?
Yeah, the tree became flowers.
Nice.
Okay, so I have a card here. It's called the King of Diamonds. Okay, and if you do this, it turns into a matchbox. And there are few cigarettes inside. I don't smoke, but for magic. Okay, do I have time?
One more trick.
Okay. So I have a silk here. And if I just wave again, 1, 2, and 3, it turns into a stick.
Poor the cat got scared.
I didn't actually observe the cat also here. Okay, so this was it. Thank you so much for watching.
Can we have a big round of applause for the magician Shakti Shenoy? Thank you for gracing this platform and being a part of it every time a talent night happens, because I know the time in the way you're busy in all your performances across, and still you make time for this club is something that I'm grateful to, and pleasure that you're here today. Thank you for joining us, and stay back. Let's have the next performer. If Durva is ready, we can have her. Else, Chetan? Yes, perfect. Durva, the youngest performer, she's yet to turn 7. She turns 7 on 13th of November. So let's have her performing today.
Oh, okay. Stand better, stand better.
हीरा कहा, कभी नगीरा कहा, मुझे क्यों ऐसा पाला था माँ, तेरी नजर से मुझे देखे ना जहाँ, दुनिया को तू डांटेगी ना, डांटेगी ना माँ। Thank you.
Can we have a big round of applause for Durva, all of yet to be 7. There we go with a wonderful performance. Big round of applause for Durva for having the courage to perform at such a young age and doing it so well. A wonderful choice of song, Chetan, I must say. Thank you for sharing that with us. We'll come back to Chetan, the father, next, after having one performance in between. Who's there? Do we have AJ?
So, एक दिन एक आदमी था, उसको एक कॉल आया डॉक्टर से, रिंग हुआ, वो कॉल रिसीव किया, he received the call. At the time, the doctor said, you have two news. One is good news and one is bad news. What do you want to hear first? उसने पेशेंट बोला, first give me the good news, then I will hear the bad news. Okay, your good news is you have only 24 hours to live. 24 घंटे है आपके पास जीने के लिए. पेशेंट सोच रहा है ये गुड न्यूज है, 24 घंटा मेरा जीने के लिए है यार, सिर्फ ये गुड न्यूज है, तो ये बैड न्यूज क्या होगा, इससे बुरा तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. तो उसने बोला तब बैड न्यूज को बताओ. बैड न्यूज यही है, ये कॉल मेरा कॉल करना था, यस्टरडे करना था, मैं भूल गया. I have a question to all of you. If a vegetarian eats vegetable, so a humanitarians actually what it?
Eating humans.
Yeah. Next. One day a teacher told his student, please make a sentence which starts with I. स्टूडेंट ने बहुत एंथुजियाज्म से स्टार्ट किया. I is. टीचर स्टॉप स्टॉप. I के बाद कभी is नहीं होता, मैं पढ़ाया नहीं. I के बाद हमेशा am होता है. स्टूडेंट ने बोला ओके. I am the 9th letter of the alphabet. आप लोग बोल सकते हो मेरे को, What is the 3 quickest way to spread a rumor? एक rumor spread करने के लिए 3 quickest way बताओ जिसका सिनोनिम, जिसका साउंड एक ही तरह का है. ऐसे 3 वर्ड किसी ने ट्राई कर सकते, तीनों वर्ड का सिमिलर राइम होगा. एनीवन? ओके.
WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram.
No,
नहीं राइम
not
नहीं है.
Instagram,
तीन तो पता
Telegram.
नहीं.
One
तीन
more.
पता नहीं, 2 पता
नंबर
है.
1, वो थर्ड वाला तो मैं बोलूंगा ना, इसलिए तो ये जोक है. नंबर 1 टेलीग्राम, नंबर 2 टेलीफोन, एंड नंबर 3 टेलीवुमन. प्लीज डोंट टेक इट सीरियसली, इट्स अ
बच गए. आप यहाँ पे ऑनलाइन में हो, बच गए हो. ये यहाँ मार लो, नहीं तो चप्पल उठा के फेंकते थे अभी सब लेडीज सब यहाँ मिलके.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू.
Yeah, thank you AJ for that wonderful set of jokes, nice ones. And let's have Panchami next. After that we'll get back to Chetan. Panchami, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So would you like to share your screen, or how would you like to go about your performance?
Yes, I'd like to share my.
Okay, the sharing screen option is open. By the way, Panchami is she loves to paint, and let's see what we have in store from her today. By the way, for anyone who has not registered with us, if you have a performance and you have not registered or you've forgotten to register, do feel free to share your name with me on my personal chat here. Let's see if we can have your performance too. Panchmi?
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Thank you. So I made this painting for my cousin. She wanted a painting from me. She was asking me for like almost 2-3 months. So I made this for her for her housewarming ceremony. I felt it was kind of spiritual. I wanted it to be more positive. And I made another one. This one. I kind of got this inspiration from Pinterest. I had to put in a lot of work for this one. But yeah, it was nice. It was stressful, but at the same time, I enjoyed doing it. It was a stress buster.
So those are two paintings that you wanted to show?
Yes. Sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. And I think that was a wonderful piece of art that we saw over there. One thing that I just want to mention over here, and that's for everyone, every artist or every person who's into this creative field. I like that line when you say it was stressful and it was yet stress bursting. The fact that when you look at doing things and the way you are engrossed, it takes up all our energies and all draws us completely into it. And yet it is one place where we are lost. Isn't it a little paradoxical where we are saying we are into things that we love and yet it has a power to make us completely feel lost in it? And it's an experience. I think at that point in time, for the perfection and the elements that go into it, it could drain your resources, drain your energies. But at the end of it, when you see the end result, from what I see with Panchami's paintings, were something which was spellbounding with regard to the detailing and the colors and the combinations which I saw was wonderful. Thank you, Panchami, for sharing those paintings with us on this platform today. Okay, let's go with Dinesha. You would like to go next, and then we'll go to back to Akanksha after that.
Can I go ahead, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not going to reveal the song which I'm going to dubbing song. It is there in all the languages. It is in Kannada, actually. The song goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. ಈ ಊರೂರು ಐ ಓ ಔ ಅಮ್ಮ ಕಾಕಾ ಗ ಚಾ ಚಾ ಜಾ ಜಾನ ಟಾ ಡಾ ಡಾ ಡಾನ ತಾ ತಾ ದಾ ದಾನ ಪಾ ಪಾ ಬಾ ಮಾ ಯರ ಲವಳಾಕ್ಷಜ್ಞ. Thank you.
Can we have a big round of applause for Dinesha? I'm not sure how much I saw you because of the giggles that I could see right behind you. And that's the beauty of following or doing something that we love. The biggest smiles that our family or the people that are close to us see and they have is from they seeing us living something that we are passionate about. Thank you for Dinesha for that wonderful performance. And I think, like you mentioned, music, although it was a Kannada song, it has its own resemblance in all other languages, other versions of it. And it was something which I think all of us could resonate with. Thank you, Dinesha, for that wonderful performance. Let's go with Akanksha next.
Good evening, everyone.
Akanksha, okay, I have a few people who have joined, and I would still say, if you have anything to share, anything, as a childhood, you used to write something, a poetry, a singing, whatever you're passionate about, if you are still interested, feel free to join in the bandwagon and enjoy, because here there's nobody to judge. And it's all in the family where we are performing for today. So Rashmi Sahai, Ankita, if you have something, feel free to join in. We are left with 2 more performances, and after that, if someone has to repeat or wants to do more performances, more than happy to have the stage to them. Let me move back to Akanksha next. Akanksha, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. So first of all, I'll be sharing my screen, giving a brief about what I'm going to share, because it might not be self-explanatory. So I'll share my screen first and then go ahead with whatever I want to share. Will that be okay? Okay, good. So you all can see like 4 different types of lines. I'm not going to make this a typical maths class, but the first 2 are parallel, the second are perpendicular. These are be very obvious to all of us. But the third one is a curve and it's an asymptote. Basically, an asymptote does not meet the curve. It goes so close, but it never ever touches the curve. That's what an asymptote line is. And the fourth one, my absolute favorite, are the sine and cosine waves. One is a sine graph and one is a cosine graph, and together they make the sine and cosine waves. So that's what I wanted to share. I'll keep the screen on so that you can view it and understand while I share whatever I wanted to share. So I wrote 2 separate poems in 2 completely separate phases of my life. So these might be paradoxical because that's just how things were. So here I go. We were parallel lines going side by side, moving together but never meeting. Fates intertwined but still separated. We were parallel lines going side by side. But we are intersecting lines perpendicular to each other, fated to meet each other just once, only once. A once in a lifetime convergence happens. Everything seems so right. But yet, we have no choice but to go on our own way, no matter what our hearts might say. No change in our paths, despite it all. We were prepared for the downfall. We continue to move in the same direction, but yet we carry the weight of intersection. Because that's how we were destined to be. Like intersecting lines, fated to meet each other just once and only once. But at the end, I was just an asymptote, while you were the curve. So close, but I never had the nerve. Couldn't muster the courage to take the swerve. Will I ever get the future I deserve? But what if we were waves of sine and cosine? Despite the highs and lows, coming together, though never at the line. What if we keep meeting till the end of time? What if things were eternally so fine? Thank you.
I think you should publish this. Somewhere for sure, some mathematical genius is going to use this to teach his class about all these 4 things that you just taught about and make us into a different wavelength altogether from it being referred to mathematics per se. Wonderful. Thank you, Akanksha, for that wonderful, I would say, a parallel to human beings being said in the language of mathematics. Human beings and their relationships, I would say. Wonderfully said. I like the narrative and the way you constructed that. Thank you, Akanksha. Let's move to the next person. Can we have Madhu or Chetan? Madhu? Okay, go ahead. And after that, Chetan, you're there? Okay, after that, Chetan. Yeah. Madhu, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, one and all. Today, I'm going to share one of the story which moved in my childhood. And not only me, I guess many of you also connect with that. And I don't want to tell what exactly the title or the story of it, but I would request you to notice end of the session, if possible, what you name for that story, because I took something and I wanted to see what you are going to take out of it. So the story is like this. In one of the smallest village in Andhra Pradesh, it's like around the 1990s or so. There is a very small village. There maybe around 4,000 to 5,000 people in that village. There is a one kid who is 15 years boy. He is going to daily wages, like construction house. and he's going there and doing the work, carrying the bricks and all those things. And because his family condition is poor, but he's helping the parents, and he's studying his 10th class. And suddenly, one day, the day morning around 6 to 7, where he's working, everyone is coming there and looking at him. In that village, everyone is coming and looking at him. Nobody, coming and what is happening, no one is telling. That guy also, don't know. And who are working there, and they're also surprised what is happening, and people are saying and looking at that guy, and they're talking and they're leaving. But suddenly, the village head, he came and he announced that this boy topped the state rank in the 10th class. Then completely the atmosphere is, everything is changed, and laughers and happiness, and the persons next to that house, and giving sugar, because there is no sweets at that moment, and sharing to everyone, and praising this guy irrespective of his financial condition, the way he grown up. But this is a small incident happened. But the thing here is, from the day onwards, what happened in that village, there is a one big teachers and lecturers, there is a group formed, and there is a big leaders, there is a group formed. Everyone together, they're discussing what we can do for this guy, or what we can do for other talented people. And everything in one instant completely changed his entire life, not only his, and everyone's in life in that village, not only in that village, nearby that villages. So then many people sponsored him for the higher education, and some people came for for other facilities in the library, and some people formed a group and free tuition for other kids, like that. And suddenly, from that onwards, in that village, other students' scores also gone high. Don't know why. But here, I just wanted to say here, what happened in that incident. What is that? That changed the entire the perspective of others. Why students got more marks compared to earlier days. So this is completely changed, and many people, they got very good scores and got in a good position in their career also. So this is a very heart-touching story, which I in my childhood I heard. Thank you, thank you,
thank you, Madhu, for that wonderful storytelling technique that you have in weaving the story and building our imagination into. We could visualize that entire picture of the village, the kid, and how it influenced everyone else. Thank you for sharing that wonderful story. Let's move to the last performance for today. Can we have Chetan? And if anyone still is excited to perform, we are more than happy to have your performance after Chetan. Chetan?
I'm more nervous than her. Yeah. तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए हाँ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए ना हो तू दास तेरे पास मैं रहूंगा जिंदगी भर ना हो तू दास तेरे पास मैं रहूंगा जिंदगी भर सारे संसार का प्यार मैंने तुझी में पाया तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए हाँ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए देखने को निकला करता है, आईना भी ओ दीदार को तरसा करता है। इतनी हंसी कोई नहीं, इतनी हंसी कोई नहीं, हुस्न दोनों जहां का एक तुझ में सिमट के आया, तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए। Okay, Nindra.
Thank you, Chetan. I've always seen that passion for you for singing. I thought if it was some talent, I thought you would come up with some maths equation and teach us that, but you came up with singing, and I'm happy about that. Always a pleasure to listen to you, and you taking the courage to take up the stage and perform, irrespective of what everyone else thinks, because your heart beats for it. Go ahead. That's how it is. Thank you, Chetan. With that, anyone else would like to perform any last performance for today? It's already 10:05. AJ, 1 second. If nobody has, if anybody who's not got a chance would like to tell or do something, I'll wait for them first. Rashmi, anything from you? You already look beautiful today. I think Dhanteras or some puja, something specific today, something special today.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. So
My mummy is sharing the screen with me.
I can see that. I can see that. I've seen her coming into the screen wherever there was something exciting happening. I saw her into the screen. Thank you for joining and making her a part of this session. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us today. Pragya, would you like to share anything?
If you guys can tolerate, then I can sing.
we can tolerate. Go ahead. Go ahead, quick.
But I don't have any background music, so only
No issues,
torture
no
you
issues.
have is my voice.
We are married. We don't need background music. The dhol is already bajaying every day. Go ahead.
Okay,
Pragya.
so this song is called Ye Hasi Wadiyan. It's one of my favorites. So this goes like this. ये हसी वादियाँ ये खुला आसमां आ गए हम कहाँ है मेरे साजना, इन बहारों में दिल की कली खिल गई, मुझको तुम जो मिले हर खुशी मिल गई, तेरे होठों पे है हुस्न की बिजलियाँ, तेरे गालों पे है जुल्फ की बदलियाँ, तेरे रावण की खुशबू से महके चमन, संगे मरमर के जैसा ये तेरा बदन, मेरी जाने जा मैं तेरी चांदनी, छेड़ दो फिर आज कोई प्यार की रागिनी, ये हसी वादियाँ ये खुला आसमां आ गए हम कहाँ है मेरे साजना. Thank you.
Thank you, Pragya. And with that, I think we come towards the end for today's session. Given the paucity of time, it's already 10:10, and we have a few announcements to make and any few questions and answers after that. With that, we come to an end for the talent night that we have. And I would like to announce, again, not announce, first, thank everyone for participating and bringing up your talent onto the stage and gracing the platform with your performance for today. AJ, you'd like to say something?
Very much. Sir, can Durva say something?
Yeah, Durva, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you.
It's not Durva, it's a father wanting the daughter to say something. that was the reaction. Go ahead, Durva.
लहरों से डर कर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चढ़ती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है, मन का विश्वास कभी सांस भरता है, गिरकर चढ़ना चढ़कर गिरना नहीं अकड़ता है, मगर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। डुबकियां संदों में गोताखोर लगाते हैं, जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट आते हैं। मिलते नहीं सहजे मोती गहरे पानी में, मिलते नहीं सहजे मोती गहरे पानी में, मुट्ठी उनकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। असफलता एक चुनौती है, उसे स्वीकार करो, क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो। जब तक सफल ना हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम, संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम। कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Durva. That's a wonderful message and wonderfully narrated. Thank you. Thank you, Durva, for that wonderful performance. And sir, sing a song. No, I'm not singing a song. No personal request for me. I am a simple man with no talents. The only talent is I can appreciate the talent that I see around me. Thank you for that. With that, we come to an end for today's session. And before we close the session, I would like to make a few announcements which I had told I'd do next week, which I had told last week. The announcements are about the change that is going to happen in the Speak Up Club and the way we operate after the next session. So please note, the next session is also like the way we used to have it, as always, but a very special session because it is session number 125. It's a landmark and a milestone session. So we are going to have a celebration, and with this celebration will be the last open Speak Up Club session in the format that we have been having it now. So a few things that I wanted to share before I close this is a few things wherein the first thing that I wanted to share was the new and upgraded look of the inner circle, which is the Speak Up Club inner circle that is going to be launched from the session number 126, which is going to be the closed group wherein it will be all members who will be a part of that community. So we will be meeting first, second, and third Saturday like we are doing right now. And those will be intensive sessions with a lot of detailing. But the fourth session that we'll be having will be open like the way that we have been having, so as to have the continuity for the people who are not the members and still would like to connect with the family and stay a part of it. But that fourth session will also be not unlike just the session that we have had, but it will also be a session which will be largely a showcase of the learnings that the members have had in the past 3 weeks based on the model that we are going to follow. You all have seen the screen for the logo or the upgraded version of it. Now let me show the content. All of you all can see my screen with the program details. So this is the program that we have and how we are going to have it in the future from November first week onwards. And this is how the structure of the program is going to be. Basically, what we are going to do is from now on, we have had different formats of the programs that we have had until now in the Speak Up Club. Now onwards, it becomes very focused and targeted to 3 pillars of what living life has to offer. The first one is personal mastery, which has a lot of programs that we have done in, like all these programs have been happening in the Speak Up Club also, but now it will be a lot more focused and in-depth, wherein we are talking of personalized and individual learning and action plan for themselves, wherein they'll come up with what they have to learn and what they are planning to implement, and we'll start to have a different format in which people will learn. The first pillar is the personal mastery, which is all about the way you operate within, the way you think, the way you structure yourself, the way you manage yourself. That is where the personal mastery is. The impactful communication is where the transition from your thinking to the world comes in, where how you communicate, how impactful is the message that you're trying to speak. It's not about only public speaking per se. In your conversations, in your relationships, how do you communicate? How can we become better at that? That's the second pillar of the Speak Up Club. The third one is going to be about professional excellence, wherein we talk of detailed elements of how all of us can grow professionally in whatever field of work that you are in, whatever your age is. If you are 15, you could be going to college, where we can talk of the development there also. You could be in early start of your career. You could be towards the senior or the experience side of your career. So whatever pillar it is, we are looking at areas in which we can excel and develop further professionally. So these are the pillars that we're going to have the programs aligned to in the future. And the basic structure, now onwards, there'll be a structure to every meeting. The structure is a 3-pillar thing, wherein we work on the thinking element. Whatever is the theme or the pillar that we are working on that session, we are going to work on the detailed element of that one pillar and that one idea that needs to be developed and learned. So here we come up with the statistics, research, thoughts, and building of the knowledge that we need. The next part is where the action element comes in, where we talk about how is it that we can implement this in our life. Now here's where the very reason Speaker Club, Inner Club is coming into the picture. We have had a lot of thinking. 124 Saturday nights, we have had a lot of thinking. But the point is, it ends up as only thinking. Now, what I wish to do with the members who will be enrolling into this program is I wish to focus on the action part of it more than the thinking part of it. We are not limited by the thoughts that we have or the knowledge that we have. The limitation is the transition from that thinking and the knowledge or the gyan that we have to the actions and how we can change and become better versions. And finally, the most important thing is the reflection part of the meeting, which will happen in the next meeting. So every meeting begins with the thinking part. So, sorry, the reflection part. Then we go on to the thinking part for the next session and the action plan for the next week. Once we begin the next week, we begin with the reflection part of what all happened, what all didn't happen based on what I thought, what I targeted, what I actually wanted to achieve. Here, based on, as an example, if you're going to talk of introductions or self-learning or the knowing about yourself, the reflection part of the meeting will be where we will be discussing what did we learn about ourselves or what did we learn as a skill set. What are the challenges with which or because of which I could not do anything. Those are the parts which will be discussed, because these are things which are the real problem in our lives, where we are aware, we know, we have the knowledge, but somewhere the implementation and the follow-up is where the missing part is in our lives. So the structure of the meetings going forward is going to be in this format of where we begin with a reflection on the last week's learnings, what happened, what didn't happen. We go on to building the thinking part of it for the theme for that meeting and building an action plan for that week. And that is how we are going to start working on detailed micro elements in one session at a time. We are not going to have big sessions where we are going to talk of so much gyan and all those things. We are going to focus on the micro elements which will help and bring actionable plan for every one of you. The model and the way we are going to go about is we are going to have a theme for the week or for the month. We're going to have gamified learning where there will be kind of teaming up of the members so that we can have peer learning based on individual mapping. We can have, you all can coordinate and learn and improve and become pairs or teams, and we can have games through which we can learn the skill set that we are talking of or the focus area for that month. That's how it is going to be, and it's going to be a workshop model, not just me speaking. It will rather be me speaking for 10 to 15 minutes and then all of you all speaking to develop the content and what is your side of the story for that theme. That's where the learning will happen. Till now, it's been largely me speaking with my ideology, with my thought process, or answering a few questions. And that doesn't help. What will help you is you bringing into picture yourself and what element and how are you going to improve that. So that's how the new Speaker Club Inner Circle is going to look. We are going to have these sessions like we are doing it right now, Saturday nights at 9 p.m. continued from the next Saturday of, the first Saturday of November. That's how it is going to be. The charges for this are 2,500 per month, and where we are talking of a 3-month payment period, so that we don't have to follow up every month like we do it for our school children or school fees or tuition fees. Every month we are chasing, okay, fees is paid or not and all those things. We will look at the basic period where we can actually invest and look for building ourselves and get to have an experience of the transformation with whatever things that we're going to learn is going to take a little time rather than expecting that 1 week is done. I'm not seeing a change. I'm not seeing the benefit. It's going to be a little longer commitment where if you're part of the picture of the membership and inner circle, that's where you get an opportunity to look at where you began to where you are and with your commitment. That's the most important element. The very reason I'm stopping Speak Up Club in the current format is because, not that I don't like you all, the fact that I love you all. And I'm looking at deeper level transformation rather than a get together that we have with a little bit of a learning and a lot more adding to our Gyan part and just we living the same way without actually getting any results or the benefits from this group. We have had, I have personally invested over 2.5 years into this. And this is what I've learned. The knowledge alone won't help you. It's good to know. It's good to have the gyan part of it to answer someone. But if it doesn't change your life, if it isn't being implemented in your life, if you don't see the results in your life, there's no point. You can as well go and read a book rather than listening to or joining this session over here. You can rather get answers, but that will be the same limitation that you have right now. So the problem is not about the content. You can always find all the content that you want on the net, and you can find it from a lot of people around you. The reason why we are creating this inner circle is to create a system where all of us can together become accountable and learn and implement a lot of these things that we are learning. So I'm not going to tell you that we are going to learn 100 things. We are going to learn only 5 things. But we'll make sure that these 5 things become a part of our life in the way we live our lives. Not about the knowledge that we have about life, but in the way we live our life. That's the fundamental change that's going to happen from not the next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. So we have already created the Inner Circle WhatsApp group. So the members will be becoming the members of the Speaker Club Inner group will be shifted, or you'll be added. Once you have become a member, you'll be added to that group, and that group will be open. Unlike the Speaker Club currently, that group will be open to a lot of discussions, a lot of member interactions and learning from all of us. Here, I'll not be the master. Let me tell you, I'll not be. All of us bring in our own experiences, our own challenges, and we all can learn from each other. I'll be more of a moderator and the person who's going to manage this show so that we all can get the best out of each one of us together. That is where this group is going to be, and that is how it's going to be in the future. Any questions anyone has about this, I'm more than happy to answer. Please note, if you're interested in the membership, get in touch with me. I'll share with you, because we have had members who have had a long-standing history with the Speaker Club. We have discounts for the first 3-month period for the members who have been regulars at Speaker Club. So based on the amount of commitment you'll have seen, based on the amount of their own journey and transformation that we have seen, with their commitment in the Speaker Club experience, that is a benefit that we want to give the people who have been a part of our journey. And for them, once you are interested in membership, do share, get in touch with me on WhatsApp. I'll be sharing the amount which will be there, like basically the percentage of discount which is there for you and you alone specifically. It's not for everyone that it will be the same thing. For someone who's attended and had shown a commitment of over 10 sessions, it's a different thing. For someone who's just been a part of it for 2 or 3 sessions and 4 sessions, it will be different. So the idea is, and for someone who's not been a part of Speaker Club, the amount will remain as 2,500 for the first 3 months is what I'm specifically telling, because that's where we are beginning with this journey. And like I mentioned, we are not going to make it a very big group. We'll keep it limited, because all of us to equally learn from each other and benefit and learn from the smaller group. It will be better if we have a smaller group. I still don't have a specific number that I'll stop it here. But if I see that beyond this number, we won't be able to give an individual attention, or the learning will not be personalized, which is what we expect. And that's where the transformation will happen. Otherwise, it will become just like any other normal Speaker Club meeting, which has happened. People come, they go, and we don't know if they're following up or not, or they are changing or not. Are they accountable or not? If that becomes a bigger group, we won't see the benefit of it. And that's the reason I limit this group to a certain number. I'll decide based on the response that we get, and we'll see if we get a good response and we are looking for more members, then we might as well launch the second group of it with a different timeline altogether, so that we can do justice to the members and serve them to the best of our abilities. Over to any questions before I close the session the usual way. Anyone? Yes, no, no to bol do agar nahi hai to. The silence is deafening.
I'll call you personally, sir.
No issues. Yeah. So we can chat. We can chat. You can send across a message, or because I might be occupied. So tomorrow morning, as an example, I have a Toastmasters meeting. So you can, whenever you are interested in talking or calling, we can just chat me. We can pick up the call accordingly. Okay.
Yes.
Because next 2-3 days with Diwali and all those things also, it will be a little hectic on my end also, because of the business commitments and many things happening. So yep, that's the thing. Yes, Akanksha, go ahead.
I just wanted to share that I'm almost already in as a first member, and I'm looking forward to see many from here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Akanksha. So yes,
Same here.
like I mentioned,
I'm also in, and I would like everyone who are here
and many more to join and make it an interactive session so that we can learn from each other. And wishing Rahul all the very best for this inner circle. All the best to you. Happy Deepavali to all of you.
Yep. Okay. So let me close the session the usual way, and then if you are interested, we can stay back and talk once the recording stops, if that's a limitation for you right now. Let me close the usual way then. I think it's been a wonderful session of a talent, and it talks about so many talents that all of us have, and collectively we create a wonderful rainbow and a picture that I think a lot of people envy to have or be a part of such a diverse group of people. With that, let me close the usual. Well, Saturday nights have never been this beautiful for the last 124 Saturday nights. It's been an honor to be sharing our perspectives, listening to your perspectives, and gaining new perspectives. Thank you for the love that you keep coming back every Saturday night and adding life to our life and to every member of the Speak Up Club family. Thank you. See you next Saturday, one more time before we go member only. Thank you.